Thesis: Bitcoin returns us to the principle of relying upon hard work and value for value exchange as the basis for prosperity. Part 1: The Problem. The Fiat Mindset. Something for nothing. The world is awash in fiat, and it is no surprise that there is this tendency towards not just avoiding work, but this compulsion to gain something for nothing, whether it is the central bank that is attempting to solve a problem by printing money out of thin air, or it is people living off stimmy checks while local restaurants can't even find enough staff to fulfill their labor requirements. Whether it is people chasing meme coins or altcoins, hoping for them to moon, for them to be set for life. Now, this in and of itself is a topic deserving its own video, and I plan to revisit this subject, but I can tell you from experience that, well, I went down the altcoin rabbit hole, and I did hundreds of hours of research on various altcoins, but by the end, I was just buying shit, hoping that it would moon. And that's a manifestation of the fiat mindset. I was looking for a lottery ticket. That's absolutely what I was doing. When you're buying these altcoins or these meme coins, even if you're doing a lot of research into them, you need to really examine, are you buying a lottery ticket or are you saving? There's a very big difference. There's a gulf of difference. And I'll leave it at that. I will return to this subject another time. Of course, there's debt. We can't discuss the fiat mindset or the something for nothing mentality without bringing up the subject of debt. We have student debt that results in literal servitude. We have mortgages that take a lifetime to pay off, credit card debt, consumer debt, payment plans for every conceivable product. We have people who in their entire life will never own a vehicle because they just roll over from 7-year financing to 7-year financing. What is debt other than the will for something for nothing? You know, we have the will to power. Well, what about the will for something for nothing? The really insidious aspect about debt is that it satisfies that primal desire for something for nothing. In the moment that you exchange debt for a product or a service, you receive that product or service, but your brain doesn't register that anything was paid. You're actually satisfying not just your desire for the product. On a deeper level, I think that you're satisfying this primal urge, this defect in the human condition that drives us, that compels us to desire something for nothing. And that is particularly the case. That is heightened, that is amplified by orders of magnitude when a human is born and raised in a world that is run by fiat money, in a world that is dominated and mastered by this fiat mindset. Part 2. The Bitcoin Solution. Proof of Work. One of the defining technological characteristics of Bitcoin is proof of work. Proof of work is, of course, the mechanism which secures the entire Bitcoin network. You must expend real energy in order to mine Bitcoin. And this is a crucial feature of Bitcoin. There is no way to get energy for free. It violates the laws of thermodynamics. And this is the antidote to the fiat mindset. It is that energy cannot be faked. It must be generated. It must be harnessed. You must earn energy. You must work for it. You cannot create it out of nothing. Proof of work does not just ensure the security of the Bitcoin network. Miners have to expend energy for the chance to earn Bitcoin. The truth is that everyone has to prove their work. They have to trade value for value. There's no other way to obtain Bitcoin. There's no printing press. Only the real, tangible value that you provide in exchange for Bitcoin with someone who's willing to trade for it. And that's it. And that never changes, no matter how little or how much Bitcoin you own. If you own 10,000 Bitcoin, you still must earn the 10,001st Bitcoin. For every sat that you accumulate, you must provide work for it. You must provide a value for value exchange. And this is what proof of work is really about. This is why Bitcoin is successful. This is why Bitcoin is becoming money. It's because there's an iron law embedded within it, not just technologically, but sociologically, economically. Bitcoin requires proof of work from everyone forever. This will always be the case. There is no proof of stake here, where if you are rich with the token now, you will simply grow exponentially richer with time, just from sitting there with your money bags collecting interest. This is different. It doesn't matter how rich you are or how poor you are. You will provide work. If you want Bitcoin, if you want to save energy in the form of Bitcoin, you must provide energy, work, labor, value. This is a different realm altogether than the fiat realm. This is a different mindset altogether. This is a different way, not just of viewing money, but of viewing the world and how we relate to it and how we economically participate in it. There is no hierarchy. There is no privilege. There is only, from top to bottom, the unifying principle of proof of work. When you save money in the form of Bitcoin, when you exchange your capital, your labor, your creativity, when you exchange value that you offered for Bitcoin, what you are doing is you are storing that energy that you generated in a cryogenic chamber that freezes it from any influence upon the outside world. That would include potential for inflation or confiscation or management fees. Nothing disturbs your energy when it is stored in this vacuum. It just is suspended there, and it's in an eternally static domain. There is 21 million Bitcoin on the ledger. There's 100 million Satoshis in each Bitcoin. That is the totality of the ledger. It never expands, it never contracts. It doesn't care about the outside world. The accountant inside of Bitcoin, who is recording every transaction on the ledger, he is in a black box. He does not see outside. He is not disturbed by wars, by famines, by prosperity. It doesn't matter. Bitcoin just records how much of a percentage you own of this. And that is why people are willing to exchange their capital, their labor, their time, their energy for Bitcoin, because they know that 100 years from now or 200 years from now, everyone will have to trade energy for Bitcoin, and that will never change. And that provides the assurance that no one can ever cheat the system, that no one can ever corrupt it like gold was corrupted by fiat currency. It provides the assurance that Bitcoin can be treated like money is supposed to be treated, and that is a vehicle for your savings. You should not have to invest your money to ensure that it maintains its purchasing power. That is a manifestation, that is a corruption of the fiat mindset. In reality, you should just be able to save your the capital that you've generated through your labor. You should be able to save it in the form of money. You should not have to subject it to risks on the stock market. And again, the reason this is the case, the reason why Bitcoin really is turning into the hardest money that humanity has ever seen or was even ever capable of imagining. The reason why is this concept of proof of work. You're always going to have to provide work in exchange for Bitcoin, whether you are a miner or you were a holder, and that will never change. And that's the true meaning of proof of work. It's the way that it neutralizes that part of our nature that desires something for nothing. It doesn't just neutralize it, eradicates it in a way. Once you think in terms of proof of work, you you no longer are you are no longer tempted by the allure of something for nothing. It actually, you come to be kind of revolted by it. You reject it. You recognize it for the sickness that it is, and that's the magic of proof of work right there. It's not the technology of securing the network so much as it is the way that it transforms your psychology.